Chief Kirk Wilson has been leading the City of Lone Tree Police Department for about 5 years now. And Chief Wilson, you came to Lone Tree after many years in a much larger police department.
Yes, that's correct. I came here from Colorado Springs Police Department, where I spent about 22 years. And as you said, I've been here about 5 years now. And the department's been fantastic. The officers are excellent at what they do. They really serve their community with a servant heart. And as a result, they have a lot of community support. The last city survey, we had a 90% approval rating, which is very unusual for any city to have that high a level of approval for their police department. But I think that just goes to show, that our officers go out there every day and try to serve the community with and treat people with dignity and respect. And as a result, we get a lot of compliments every week about our officers and about how they treat folks and how they handle situations and how responsive they are.
So I'd like to learn a little more about that. In addition to the professionalism of your officers, what are some of the other things about how your department operates that you think contribute to that high approval rating?
Well, the department is really founded on community policing principles, and we have a real focus on trying to collaborate with our HOAs, our neighborhoods, our business owners, and to be really responsive to their needs and work with them on what they believe they need from their police department. And so we respond to a lot of calls, one, quickly, and two, to calls that other people or other agencies really don't respond to. So if you have your car broken into, a lot of agencies, you may have to do that online or have a phone call, but we'll actually respond still and really work with the victims of those crimes. We work really closely with our businesses to be responsive to their needs, whether it's shoplifting or some other issue. We have a substation at the Park Meadows Retail Resort and really work really closely with not only the management team there, but also all the business owners in the mall to make sure that we're being as responsive to their needs as possible so they can have thriving businesses and thrive in the city of Lone Tree. One last thing we do is, this is over and above that you don't see in most cities, and that is we have a volunteer program. And we do a lot of house checks for people that are on vacation. So when you're away, if you request, they'll go to your house probably twice a day and make sure that everything is secure. And so I think that's a level of service that you just don't see in other communities.
So I want to ask you a couple things about that higher level of service. First, what are the challenges of providing that high level of service within the realistic limits of a budget? And then how do you do that? How are you able to work within the budget that you do have to provide that high level of service?
Well, we had a lot of challenges last year, and one of those was staffing levels. And we were down about 15% in staffing at the beginning of the year due to some attrition. And then we also have to hold 2 vacancies due to our budget constraints that we're currently under. And so what that's caused is our officers having to cover shifts for each other and having to work a lot of overtime this past year and going into the 2021. And so people have to remember, the police department's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And we do want to be responsive to not only emergencies, but non-emergency calls as well. How we keep those costs down is we do a lot of collaboration with our law enforcement partners in the area. We collaborate with Douglas County Sheriff's Office. We work with them so we have tactical support if we need that. We also collaborate with the town of Parker on our dispatch services, our evidence storage, as well as our crime scene investigators, and as well as our fleet maintenance, which keeps our costs down considerably. And then we have a robust volunteer program where we have about 24 volunteers who assist officers on traffic accidents, assist our investigators, go out and handle traffic assist if someone's broken down. And so they're a real force multiplier for the police department. And then we hired civilian community safety officers who can also respond to lower level calls, but still do that personal touch that we want to have. And they cost a lot less than what a police officer would cost. And so those keep our costs down as well.
Chief Kirk Wilson, thanks for your time today.
Thank you.